Is it recording? It's been a while since we've done this. I don't. What?
It's
What do
good
we
to be
do?
back.
What do I say?
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I don't know about you.
It's episode 22.
Oh, we did that on the 22-second mark too.
Oh my gosh. Well,
that's not even a joke. That
anyone that
actually
says that stars don't align, they do.
go get a
On
telescope.
22.
If you're saying that stars don't align, go get a telescope. That's what
Loser.
I say. Loser. Welcome to the Moderately Interesting Podcast, the only podcast that rates their audience live. You stupid loser.
The Moderately Interesting Podcast today is brought to you by Frontier Airlines.
Frontier Airlines. Well, we won't duct tape you. We'll just kick you right out of our airlines. If you have to fly, make sure you fly Frontier Airlines.
Play the theme song. All right, Aaron, what do we got on the menu today?
Mitch, what Hogwarts house are you in?
I am a
That's personal.
Ravenclaw.
I freaking knew it, man.
Should have
I
asked you
freaking knew
to
it.
guess.
I was gonna guess. I was gonna say that right now. I was gonna say either Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say I had a stronger Ravenclaw urge first.
Right. My wife is a
what do you-
Hufflepuff.
Is she?
Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yep. And man, I can't remember what all my other stuff is, but I know my Patronus was a red heron, I think.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah, big old
Patronus
bird.
was an otter,
Oh, sweet.
which I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And then it's like, it's the same one as Hermione. And I
Hermione,
was like,
yeah. You say one
I
of
was
them
like,
has the same one.
well, now I definitely have a way to break the ice when I meet Emma Watson.
Mhm. 1, 2, 3. What's your Patronus?
What's your Patronus?
Did we just become best friends?
What's your Patronus? On the count of 3, what's your Patronus? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor. What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that anyone in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter has a dinosaur as a Patronus?
I would love to know that, but we unfortunately don't know that. But we do know that they didn't have to, when they had to go to the bathroom.
Do you think if we tweet
J.K. Rowling?
J.K. Rowling and ask her that, she would answer?
Maybe.
Let's try
Maybe.
it. We'll try it this week
Let's
and
try
report
it. Let's
back
try
next
it.
week.
We'll report back next week. If
What?
you could have a dinosaur as your Patronus, which one would you want?
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Velociraptor.
What?
No, I would probably have like a Stegosaurus.
I mean, honestly, a Velociraptor would be cool.
Yeah.
Stegosaurus, that'd be cool.
T-Rex.
T-Rex. I mean, that seems like a little much.
Yeah.
But Triceratops would be cool.
Yes, it would.
Triceratops would be really cool.
Triceratops.
Stegosaurus, Spinosaurus.
The long neck. What are those ones called?
Long neck from Land Before Time.
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot. Pterodactyl. Triceratops, saber-tooth tiger, Tyrannosaurus. Those are just the Power Ranger powers.
Yep.
Yeah. Alpaca, that'd be a good one.
Uh-huh.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Alpaca. Ooh, a woolly mammoth would be cool. Or like a saber-tooth tiger. Like some of the
Mastodon,
mammals
pterodactyl,
of
Triceratops.
the dinosaur age.
You want to guess?
Be pretty cool. What Hogwarts house are you in?
Oh man,
I think I would say like
yeah,
Slytherin.
man. Slytherin.
And I'm not saying that. You're like a good Slytherin, you know.
Yeah.
Or Gryffindor.
9 times out of 10 when I take it, I'm a
You're
Gryffindor.
either Slytherin or Gryffindor.
And then like the one time I don't get Gryffindor, it's usually Slytherin.
Okay.
No, I'm up there.
So are you up
I'm
there
the
in the hat and
opposite
you're
of
like,
Harry,
no,
actually. I'm
Gryffindor.
I'm like,
Not
not
Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff, not Hufflepuff, not Hufflepuff, hey, said the hat in his ear. Are you sure? You're pretty
None of them but
average.
Hufflepuff.
And Hufflepuff would be right up your alley. Not Hufflepuff, not Hufflepuff. Better, yeah.
Better try
Aw.
next year.
I see your tuition check
They hold you
didn't
back a year.
cash. Better luck next year. They never talk about how expensive Hogwarts is.
Well,
Does like the ministry subsidize Hogwarts?
oh
Is
yeah,
that,
I wonder.
like, what's going on?
I
I
do
mean, like,
wonder that.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a private school.
Yeah, is it
but I don't
government
know.
funded?
I mean,
Is it like a public school or is it like a private school?
I don't know. Man, this is like so off.
I feel like they'll let in anybody with magical ability
because, like,
that's in their
yeah, like
boundaries.
the
I don't know.
ministry.
Oh man, we got to
to
tweet at J.K. Rowling
Kingdom,
a
so.
few things.
But like, I mean, like, okay, like we know, like, okay,
Yeah.
like, so, like, you know, like the United Kingdom is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So, like, does that just mean Ireland has their own school, or does just Ireland get to go to
Yes.
to Hogwarts as well? I don't know.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna tweet at Emma Watson.
That is a very good question. We'll
because
have to
she plays
tweet
Hermione
at,
Granger, and she would know.
J.K. Rowling.
She would read Hogwarts a History, and she would
She
know that. Okay, if like they actually made a book called Hogwarts a History, so like it was like the fictional book brought to life, would you get that and read it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it was like the Silmarillion. But yes, I would definitely read Hogwarts a History if they came out with it. That's actually something that I would love to see from J.K. Rowling instead of a bunch of crappy what's the word for like the looking for money type of movie? Crappy. It's the ones that are like they're just trying to get a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Cash grab. Yes. Instead of a bunch of crappy cash grab movies, I want to see some, like, I want to know the power structure like we've talked about in, you know?
Our Harry Potter rants, yeah.
She's already messed it up so much with these crappy movies that I just don't know if it's even possible. Like,
before the crappy movies came out, she did, like, she probably didn't write them, but she licensed, like those fake books, remember? Like, we got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, like, the book.
I think she did write those.
Did she write those? And then we got...
she wrote them as if they were written by...
Yeah, and then we got Quidditch.
Scamander and Quidditch by the Ages.
Yeah, Quidditch... whatever. Yeah, the Quidditch one. Because I remember I had the Quidditch one.
Through the Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both of those. Those are cool. And then she also wrote Tales of Beetle the Bard, which she refers to.
I had that one too.
Deathly Hallows.
I remember I had that one. That was cool.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But it doesn't expand that much on the universe. I think the most you get is a few little background.
No, like I'm not like a big Harry Potter fan anymore, honestly. But I would love to get like if I could go to like Universal either here in LA or in Florida, and like in the Hogwarts place, if they actually had Flourish and Blots, and you could buy the standard book of spells. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Like, I would absolutely buy those. Like,
oh yeah,
I would totally buy a Hogwarts of History. I would totally buy all that. Like, and like I would be willing to be like, this is a park only item. You can only get them at these parks. Right. And since they're at the parks, there is a huge markup on them. Like, I would be willing to spend $50, $60 on a book like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way where I've kind of lost interest. My fandom has kind of fizzled since, I mean, there just hasn't really been much new stuff for me to grasp. And so, I mean, it's just kind of moved on to new things like Brandon Sanderson has been one of my go-to authors and someone who's built worlds that's kind of satisfied that craving of I want something a little bit more in depth. And so, yeah, I would definitely buy something like that if J.K. Rowling or whoever's in charge of the Harry Potter
honestly,
universe.
I don't even care if J.K. Rowling did it. If Warner Brothers was just like, yeah, we did this. Monster Book of Monsters, that'd be super cool too.
Right. Yeah, like an actual in-depth version of it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
Yeah, I would totally.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of Sanderson, the
reason why we brought this up is to talk about there is a test out for which
similar to the Hogwarts sorting
of which of the Knights of Radiance order you belong to.
Yeah.
Now I have taken this test before.
Have you?
Yes, I have, and I've gotten different results.
Okay.
But like they're all relatively like I got like similar-ish results,
Uh-huh.
But it turns out Mitch didn't know about this, so I was like, let's just do this.
Do it on the podcast.
Let's do it right now. We'll do it live.
It seems pretty short, so it won't take too long.
Won't take too long.
Unless I can't figure out who I am.
Yeah. So
who am I?
Who are you?
Les Mis. So yeah, do you want me to read the paragraph here real quick?
Yeah, if you want to read that, go ahead.
The official Knights Radiant Order quiz.
Official.
The fate of Roshar hangs in the balance, and once again Radiant Spren seek to bond with humankind. The Knights Radiant must stand again. And then I have to move a bunch of sliders, and it's
move the sliders towards the attribute you most identify with the quiz. Will sort you into the order of the Knights Radiance you would most likely belong to, with the likelihoods of you belonging to the order. This quiz will only take a few minutes.
Right.
Okay. So
we should probably just briefly tell them, if you want to know what the Knights Radiant are, go read Way of Kings, the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. That's what we're referring to. So if you've never heard of this, that's what it's coming from.
Go read the Stormlight Archive by Brendan Fraser.
Brandon
Henderson.
Brandon Henderson.
Yep.
By Braden.
By Braden.
Flenders.
By Brandon Flenderson. Starting off right now, we've got Heart on Sleeve and Poker Face. So I feel like, Mitch, you're more of a Heart on Sleeve guy.
Okay. I'm actually not.
Okay, interesting.
I would say I am more like 90% Poker Face.
Really? You think you're that? Okay, interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was Samsonite. I was way wrong.
Slippy, slappy, swimmy, swammy.
Samsonite.
See if it's on the briefcase. All right. Confident /
okay, wait,
and
hold
or
on.
needs reassurance.
I got to pick mine first real quick. Hold on.
Oh, you're doing it too?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We're both doing it.
I would say you are a heart on a sleeve.
I am more heart on sleeve, I would say.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I am playing poker.
My poker face, my poker face.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
All right. Confident needs reassurance.
I think that both of us are relatively confident.
I think, I was gonna say you're definitely. I think you're a confident guy. So I am gonna go like 70% confident.
Yeah, I did 80% for me.
Okay.
But that's probably because you're
a little more confident.
Overconfident.
I can definitely say there are times where I need reassurance.
Yeah.
Now. Okay, cautious and daring. Okay. I mean, this again, like I have a problem with these questions of depending on the context.
Right.
But I guess generally, I'm gonna say
it's
I'm
like,
a little.
Are you gonna jump off this cliff into the water or not?
Right.
Or is it like, are you gonna take out a $10,000 loan?
I mean, I think
motorcycle or not?
I think in both of those cases, I'd be a little more cautious.
Are you gonna eat
Are you willing
this
to?
what looks like a blueberry in the forest, even though you
Uh,
don't know what it is, and you're starving because you're stranded, or are you not?
are you not? So
Are you cautious, or are you gonna do it?
I'm actually gonna only tweak it a little bit, and I'm gonna go 60% daring and 40% cautious.
Nice.
Um,
I was kind of thinking along those lines for me, but I actually went 80% cautious because I am an overthinker.
okay, I can
And
see
I
that. I
tend
see that.
to, overthink.
So this one, the next one is actually very interesting for me. So we've got library and dojo.
Okay.
So I mean, I think both of us were pretty, avid readers. We read quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's something, where it's like very easily we could just go library on that.
Mm-hmm.
I do, however, I haven't taken it recently due to COVID. Thanks a lot, COVID.
Stupid COVID.
But I am a practitioner of martial arts, actually.
Oh,
Uh,
karate.
yeah, karate.
Nice.
So it's been like a year, thanks to COVID, that I've actually gotten to go. But I do that, 3 or 4 times a week.
Uh-huh.
Go to the dojo. uh,
So
so
where
I
would you put yourself? Would you lean more
so
towards dojo or library?
yeah, I mean, like I kind of almost want to just leave it.
I'm gonna leave mine 50-50. I don't do martial arts, but I do consider myself a
See, that's why I'm
an
like
average athlete,
I quite
maybe.
literally go to a dojo. Like,
Yeah, you do go
uh,
to a dojo.
so
I've kind of considered dojo in like
I,
physical
I think
activity
that's
of
just,
any
yeah, I know.
kind,
No,
kind of
yeah,
like
that's definitely like I don't like it's not like asking do you literally go to a library or whatever. Like,
right.
um,
But they're like kind of specific on the dojo. It's like
yeah, it is like
library.
a.
It's basically you're getting the hint. Like, do you like to read? Are you a scholar? Do you like
Mhm.
information? And dojo, it's like, do you practice karate?
Yeah, I am literally going to leave this at 50-50
Yeah,
for me. Um,
I'm.
because
I
quite
might tweak it just a little bit.
quite literally, when I drive to, because I have to like drive a fair distance to go to my uh karate school, I guess,
Uh-huh.
and when I do that, I quite literally put on Audible and listen to audiobooks while I'm on my way over there. So
Right.
um
So you're right in the middle.
I
If
do
you're
I
not slinging chops, you are reading words
yeah, that's where
that
I'm
didn't
gonna
come
leave it
out
at.
right.
I mean, wolf pack
Ooh,
or lone wolf.
the wolf pack.
uh the three
This
of
is a
us the
difficult
three of
question for
us form
me.
a wolf pack running around the streets of Las Vegas looking for strippers and cocaine.
We are the three best
Best
friends
friends
that
that
anyone
anyone
could
could have.
have.
The three best friends that anyone could have.
um, this one I kind of lean more towards the lone wolf, but
Okay.
I also like being a part of a group, a
Uh,
like-minded group.
I'm definitely gonna go wolf pack.
Uh-huh.
And I will just say because uh it's not so much of like having a lot of friends, but the quality of friends that I have. And it's definitely like a wolf pack. It's ride or die when you're my wolf pack.
That's a really good point. I
Yeah.
think that this is wolf pack and lone wolf. Like you got to look at it a little bit deeper
Mm-hmm.
because a wolf pack is more of a like you're not just like it's not like going to school and just like being an extrovert and
Right.
making friends with everybody. It's like you've got your select few that
Right.
you go everywhere with.
And like a wolf pack, like you're willing to fight for these people and with these
Yeah,
people,
you'll protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I'm gonna go 80% wolf pack.
I'm going 65.
Okay.
65 wolf
I
pack.
also just generally feel like when I am alone more like I don't mind being alone, and there are times where I absolutely need to be alone.
Right.
But like being alone too much is more detrimental to me than being with my friends too much. Is kind of how I
Yeah.
look at that too.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Next point. Peacemaker or Firebrand?
I think that I feel like you've got a little more firebrand in you than I do.
I think so too.
I think I'm more of a peacemaker.
I think you are.
But not too much.
No, I mean, like, and I probably actually kind of mellowed out a little bit, but I definitely still have that, kind of trait in me.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm just kind of thinking of like our time together in Alicante too, and like I do think I kind of can be like a little firecrackery of just like, yeah.
In a good way, of course.
Sure. I think it can be in a good way. I'm gonna go 65 firebrand, 35 peacemaker.
Yeah, I did 65 peacemaker, 35 firebrand.
I think I would like to be more of a peacemaker than that though.
I'd like to be more firebrand.
All right.
Always wanting what you can't have.
Yeah,
right?
grass is always greener, right?
Yeah.
Spiritual, skeptical.
Yeah, I'm a lot more skeptical than I am spiritual. I will tell you that much.
I think I'm a little more spiritual than I am skeptical.
Nice.
But I find that very interesting that you would call yourself skeptical. I just, I mean, like, we both did the 2-year mission, and yeah, I just think that, like, I find it interesting that you would say you're skeptical after, where like so many people
after that and all, yeah.
Well, not necessarily like after that, but I just think like, like depending on like the curve that you're grading this on, right? Like,
right.
I think like maybe compared to like the audience that you're around or whatever, you might consider yourself skeptical, but I'm sure like if you went to like true like skeptical people, they would not consider you skeptical. You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good point. That is a very good point. I still consider myself skeptical.
Right.
And that's mostly because I have now lived outside of my bubble.
Right. And I can see that. Yeah.
And I feel like, and I do feel like that isn't like a long-term, I feel like it's more of a recent change. Kind of.
I get that. Yeah.
I would say that I've always leaned that way, even in my own bubble. Religious, where I'm from, it's, a tight-knit community.
Right.
And so I feel like I was always skeptical to a degree. And then as I've wandered away from there, I've kind of become more skeptical.
Well, it's like not
in a negative way. I've just like learned a lot of things.
Yeah. I think that again, going just off the context too, I think that's just, I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you who you are, kind of a thing. But I do think it's like interesting that they use spiritual and skeptical. Whereas, like, if they use like another verbiage, I would probably lean more skeptical than as opposed to spiritual.
Yeah,
but since they're using spiritual, I'm inclined to go, yeah, I'm a little. And I do think the word spiritual has kind of gotten like messed up over like the past decade or so.
Yeah, it's not just religious. It's just it has a lot of different branches.
Yeah. So
the other interesting thing about that too is that when you first met me, or when we met each other, it was in a very spiritual setting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very spiritual purpose on a church mission. And,
exactly.
That was So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was a little like, oh, I'm a little surprised.
That's why you were skeptical.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I guess so. Well, when you put it like that. All right. Next one will be interesting, I think.
Okay.
Leader and facilitator.
This is a tough one.
I kind of am reading into, because it's not leader and follower. It's not like boss and employee or whatever. It's leader and then facilitator. And so like, I mean, like just kind of like the way that I kind of define facilitator, like you can be a leader and still be a facilitator.
Right.
And like, and then, you don't have to be a leader to be a facilitator at the same time. So
I'm going to say that you are probably, I think you're more in the leader. I'd say you're more of a leader.
That's what I kind of think I am too, but like I mean, I think I kind of overestimate that too at the same
Those
time.
are interesting words
Yeah,
to use against each other.
yeah. I'm gonna only go like 60 liter for me
Yeah.
personally.
I think I'm going to leave mine right in the middle.
I do kind of think too, because like technically I haven't seen you in so long, but like when we were, doing our mission together, like I
Yeah.
was technically in a leadership role and you
Yeah.
were in like you weren't. And I actually didn't get to know you whenever you got to go, or not know you. I didn't get to see you when you got, put in those roles too, later on down the
Yeah.
road. Um, but like I can definitely see you, um, kind of going off of like our time together. Uh, I think facilitator kind of goes back to the peacemaker almost. Um, so like I can definitely see you kind of like as a facilitator and like peacemaker. I think those do go kind of. I think those correlate together.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
I tend to, uh, especially now, I
Hmm.
tend to, I don't know if I like would say I lean towards leadership, but like
Hmm.
uh, I'm self-employed, so
Right.
like I have to kind
You
of
have to be
be
disciplined
both.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
totally
I
get
have to
that.
like tell myself what to do, and I have
Right.
to make sure I get it done. But I do find myself in scenarios where I'm kind of one of those, if someone doesn't take up the mantle of leading within like, I don't know, I wait a long time. I'm generous with letting someone else take the reins as a leader. But if like people need some direction and I'm the only one there that seems to have the sense of where that direction is, I will lead, but I don't like look for those opportunities.
Right.
I'm not like seeking them and craving them. I'm just like, oh, if no one else is going to do it, then I'll yell at these people and get them to get whatever it is done. So I'm going to say, I, I think I'm going to go a little more facilitator. I don't like, yeah. All right, next one. I'm going guard dog because I don't like cats.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely more.
100%. Actually, I'm going to go 99% because there are some cats that keep the mice away that I do appreciate.
Yeah, I don't really even know what an alley cat means.
There's a good
Uh,
food truck called Alley Cat here in where I live, and they make Philly cheesesteaks. When you come visit, I'll take you there.
okay.
You a guard dog?
Yeah, I just did 100% guard dog.
Cool.
Which one?
All right. Compassionate or dispassionate?
Mm-hmm. Uh, Obviously, I think we both want to see that we're compassionate. Um,
Yeah.
it's just like how truthful is that? I'm gonna say like 70% compassionate,
Okay.
30% dispassionate, because I do a lot of eye rolling when people tell me stories. Uh,
Yeah, I actually did. So I filled out a bunch of these
oh, okay,
while you were taking a break,
sure.
and did 70% dispassionate.
Okay. Heart and head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go a little more head.
Yeah, that's where I am
Uh,
too. I did
I'm gonna go.
75.
I did 72 because I picked a weird number.
All right.
Uh, okay, flamboyant versus reserved. I'm gonna go 60-40 reserved.
I did 97.3 reserved.
Reserved. We're both saying that
I
we're
I hear a
reserved
lot of
people.
people tell me I'm reserved, so going off
I
of
don't.
that.
I mean, I can get where they're coming from. I don't necessarily think that's the case for you.
I think when I get to
Um,
know people, I come out of that shell, but
I definitely
yeah.
think that's where I am too, where it's like I have to come out of my shell first.
Yeah.
But I think like the big thing for you is you like how I don't know exactly how to say this. like you definitely put more thought into what you say. You don't just like speak like whatever's on your mind.
My mind.
But when you do open up, like you're saying, like you don't like your filter definitely goes down a bit. Like,
Yeah, I say
and I don't
stupid things.
and I know I don't even mean that as like a like oh you like swear more or like you say stupid things, but it's just like you're just a lot more open and on like open about like what you're like whatever it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like yeah.
But I would say I only. I think it takes like a good friendship for me to.
I can see that. Yeah.
To open up like that.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
yeah, I'd say I'm very reserved for the most part.
Yeah.
I might lower that just a little bit, just to give myself a little more flexibility there.
This one I think is gonna be super interesting. The next one.
Yeah.
Letter of the law versus spirit of the law.
I'm a spirit of the law kind of guy.
You see, okay, you say that, and I'm gonna say that right. I'm gonna say this right now. If you're gonna go spirit of the law, that's definitely gonna ruin your skybreaker that you're going for.
True.
But yeah, I am also way more spirit of the law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there is any. Personally, I don't think that the law is any kind of moral authority of which to base your life off of.
Right. That's where it comes down to for me is morality.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's good. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's bad. That's like that's how I think.
Yeah. If there is a Venn diagram of like the law and then like in one circle and then like morally good in another circle, like obviously those law like the law and morality are going to like intersect and you're going to have those things in both.
Right.
But there's going to be a lot of stuff in the law that does not come close to intersecting with morally good.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that all of my actions are either. It just means that's just the way my brain thinks.
Right. So for spirit of the law, I'm going 80% and then letter of the law 20%.
I did 95.
I was going to say even that's kind of low, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 90-10. Free-spirited versus disciplined.
I'm free-spirited. I did 70-30.
I'm going to go like 60 free-spirited, 40 disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it depends on the context of which we're speaking of.
Right. In my head, I kind of put together a lot of different aspects.
Right.
A lot of, physical, mental, spiritual. I just kind of think of those things like, what of those am I disciplined in and what am I not disciplined in? Which one of those am I more of a...
Now, when we go to the next one, obedient and rebellious, I do think that these are like these three are like very interesting. Letter of the law, spirit of the law, free-spirited, disciplined, obedient, and rebellious. Because I think they're all kind of intertwined a little bit. So I'm going to go 70% rebellious, 30% obedient.
That's what I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards either a light weaver.
Oh, interesting.
Or whatever Yasna is. Can't remember what she is.
Yeah, she's yeah.
What's the other one that has light weaving capabilities?
Isn't that like Truth Watcher?
Yeah, that one.
I can bring up like a list. Let me just pull this up for a second. List of orders of the ninth rate.
Yeah. So before we started this, listeners or listener, I said that I wanted to be a skybreaker. So you can look that up at your own leisurely time. But as we've gone through this, I'm like, no, I'm not that. Skybreakers just seemed kind of cool to me, but I forgot a little bit about them, and now I'm like, I'm not about that.
We've got Windrunners, we've got Skybreakers, we've got Dustbringers, we've got Edge Dancers, we've got Truth Watchers, we've got Life Weavers, we've got Else Callers.
Else Callers, that's what Yasna is.
Okay. We've got Wool Shapers, we've got Stone Wards, and we've got Bondsmiths.
Oh, Stoneward would be cool too. Bondsmith.
Okay.
I think I'm going to fall between Else Caller and Truth Watcher and Light Weaver.
Before we click submit, let's do like another like where we
prediction.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Creative or conventional?
Conventional. I got to go creative.
Yeah, I'm creative.
I'm going like 90% creative.
Yeah, to 85.
Dependable versus flexible. Again, that's another interesting choice of flexible, like flexible to
yoga. I put flexible for me, and that's because I don't think that I just think of like dependable as like you're always there. You know what I mean? And flexible is more like, hey, might be there, might not be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 60% dependable for me versus 40%.
I always think like if someone gets a flat tire and my number is in their phone, they're probably not going to call me first.
Interesting.
So I'm flexible.
I think if we went off of that, I would probably bump up my dependable a little bit.
Right.
I'll go 65.
That's what I got. Flexible also means other things.
Yeah, I definitely like down to earth versus head in the clouds. That's super interesting because I think you could kind of be both at the same time.
Yeah, I'm going to go 50-50 on this one.
I'm going to go 60% head in the clouds.
I've always felt like I've been able to relate to people on both sides of those. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Just go with that.
Things outside the box, colors in the lines. I'm things outside the box. So I'm going to go 75% things outside the box.
Cool. I did 85.
85?
Things outside the box.
Tense versus relaxed. Mitch, you need to go like 90% relaxed.
That's what I did. 90-10, buddy.
I'm gonna go 70% relaxed. Decisive versus indecisive. I'm gonna go like 90% decisive.
I did 60 decisive.
I'm pretty decisive on what I want to do and like when I do something, when I buy something, kind of a thing.
Right.
Likes change versus stability. Like stability. Again, this is pretty hard. I'm gonna go stability. I'm gonna go like 75% stability.
Cool. I did 75, the opposite.
Okay. My kind of reasoning behind this is I want to explain my context at least.
Yeah.
Is because my schedule, I'm not much like you, I'm not in a like 9-to-5 office job. And if I do not request a stable schedule like something similar to that, they will schedule me whatever.
Right.
And so like I will be opening one day and then I'll be closing and then I'll be working, like a special event or something like that.
Right.
So unless I go in there and request something more stable, and I hate that honestly. So
you like stability?
a little like that. Yeah. So
I like change, and I am self-employed, and I do see a lot of change and a lot of difference. I'm not working at the same place every day. I
can definitely see and like
moving like almost daily just to see a new place,
Right.
So
yeah. Planner, spontaneous. I'm gonna lean planner. I'm gonna do like 65% planner, 35% spontaneous.
Nice.
Again, kind of going with the context though, and especially like when like with like my immediate group of friends that I hang out with, I think I'm more spontaneous in a lot of ways.
Right.
To where I'm like, hey, like let's just hang out right now. Like let's just go get dinner or whatever. And like a lot of people are like, oh no, I can't do that. Like
right.
But then if it is like, hey, like let's go to Florida right now, I'd be like, oh wait, let's go
plan it.
Let's go like next week. Like
right.
like
where are we gonna stay and what are we gonna do? And,
yeah. So I always find that the context of this is like, depends.
Yeah. That's why you can't always go 100% something unless it's dogs. Yes. But yeah, I did spontaneous 80% over planner, and I kind of compare myself to my wife in that because she plans everything like daily, weekly, monthly. We were planning a trip, speaking of planning, with some friends to go see a baseball game yesterday. and they're all looking at their schedules past, next weekend, and I'm like, I don't know what I have next weekend. I have only planned up through Sunday, so
I was
I'm
planning
good.
on seeing a baseball game.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know if I have work off, or I have this weekend off, or I have something this day, and I'm like, I got nothing after the 15th, so you just tell me when. All right, so end justifies the means or honorable actions.
Yes. This one's another interesting one for me because I feel like a couple of years ago I would have been like end justifies the means, absolutely.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna go 80% honorable actions.
Okay. I did 75.
Okay. Playful, serious.
I think that kind of increases with age. I'm not gonna lie. The last one.
Yeah. Playful versus serious. I think I'm gonna go like 55% serious.
I did 60% playful.
Okay.
That's another tricky one with the like serious or playful. It's like
again,
playful.
Yeah, context is like,
Like I like to play with my dog. Is that count towards playful? I don't know. All
right. Tells the truth, bends the truth.
I went right in the middle, man.
I'm gonna go like 60% bends the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to pull me out of the bondsmith.
Right.
Likes to take things apart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna go 70%, 80%. Likes to take things apart.
I went 80%. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I love that. Oh yeah, no. Especially as like a kid too, I was taking stuff apart all the time, trying to see how it works, trying to see stuff like that.
Right.
I remember as a kid, I figured out I took apart my parents' like garage door remote, and I figured out like one of our neighbors' garage like code, so I was able to like open theirs up a lot like as a kid.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hotel versus camping.
I'm a hotel.
I think you're oh really? I was just saying I think you're a camping guy.
Nope.
But I guess that's just because you were like, I'm going camping like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and that was that sucked.
It sucked. Yeah, I'm gonna go like 85% hotel.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I will camp. I like being outdoors, but I don't like sleeping in a tent.
Yeah.
I would actually rather, if I'm going to go camping, I would rather sleep on the ground with a sleeping bag. I don't want to pack in a ton of stuff. And that's why I like hotels, is because you just take your clothes,
I can definitely camp, but like I feel like at this point right now it would have to be somebody going like, "Hey, do you want to go camping?"
Yeah.
And I would be like, "Where do you want to go?"
Why?
And again, this is the planning part right here of like, okay, like I can go, like where are you thinking? Like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to do that, or like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, yeah.
Right. I'm the same way now.
I
was spoiled too. My family had a cabin, so
yeah. Oh, that's cool. Fencing versus boxing. This one's so interesting because like I would like to do both.
Yeah. I kind of think about like which one, even if I was good at both of them, which one would I want to be better at?
Mm-hmm.
And I think boxing for me.
I think boxing is because it's like a more relevant thing to have skill in.
I also think for boxing, I'm a bigger target, and I would rather get punched than stabbed.
I'm gonna go fencing just because I would like to do both. But I just think right now, which one am I more realistically going to pick up? And I think it would be fencing because I think boxing would be a little too similar to karate.
Right.
So I'd want to try something different. Artistic versus scientific. I don't. Depends. I mean, like.
Yeah.
So much context. Like there's no context to this, so it really depends.
Think of how you look at the world. When you go to a like a national park, for example, are you looking at if it's like a mountain formation?
Right, I'm looking at the beauty of like the Purple Mountain's majesty.
You're not identifying what rock or
Right. No, I'm not doing that.
The tectonic formations or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
That's just one context you could look at.
That's just one context you can look at it like that, right? But it's like, yeah. I'm gonna go like 60% artistic over scientific.
Yeah.
Because again, next one also book smart versus street smart. Interesting. I don't really know where I would fall on that either. Probably a little more book smart than I am street smart.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably fall more book smart, but not by much. I think you're kind of good at both. Like you've got some people are just not street smart at all.
Right.
And they know a lot of facts.
Right.
And some people can sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Exactly. I could stick my head up. I could stick up. I could stick my head up a cow's ass, but I'd rather take my butcher's word for it.
Get a good look at that T-bone. Yeah, I did 77% street smart.
Interesting. Right. Paladin versus rogue. I'm gonna go Paladin simply because I have played a Paladin.
I'm gonna go rogue because I've played a rogue.
So I'm gonna go 75% Paladin.
Cool. I had 70% rogue.
Sweet.
I also thought when I go into Walmart, I just like to keep to myself.
Yeah.
Stealth.
On rogue.
Yep.
Competitive versus casual. Competitive, definitely. It's just a matter of how competitive am I.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with I am 78% competitive.
I did 90% competitive for me.
Okay.
I found myself getting angry even in the smallest of competitions if I'm not winning. So
okay. And
Monopoly.
Finally, transparency versus need to know. I think for me it's pretty much transparency.
I'm gonna need to know. 75.
Okay. I went 85 transparency.
Cool.
All right. Final guesses. That. All right. I want to guess.
For weakness.
I want to guess. I want us to guess where you think I am, and I want to guess where I think you are.
Okay.
Okay. I do think for you are. I think you're either going to be a light weaver or a truth watcher.
Okay.
And then like maybe a will shaper. That's gonna be my top 3.
Cool. I didn't know what the will shaper.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't really heard of that one. I need to look at all these things again.
That's why I picked it. Yeah.
I would say for you, I could see a windrunner, mostly because you like the dojo. I could see Truth Watcher as well. And then I'm gonna say Edge Dancer just to throw one in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Are we ready to say the words?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Are you gonna say the words?
Oh no, I just clicked the button.
No. All right. Oh no.
What did you get?
Guess.
Did you get Lightweaver?
Nope.
Oh man, what did you get?
Will Shaper.
Will Shaper? Oh my god.
I got 60% Will Shaper, 56% Else Color, 53 Lightweaver, 47 Windrunner, and then the rest of them.
Okay.
Bondsmith is my last one.
Okay, interesting.
This is like the what do they call it? It's like the Strengths Finder.
Yeah. So I got Windrunner.
Windrunner.
So I got Windrunner at 76%.
Nice.
And then I got Bondsmith second at 69%.
Cool.
Edge Dancer third with 69%.
Nice.
And then from there.
Hey, we did pretty good at guessing each other.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Go ahead. Do you want to read like your like little summary of what yours is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now I'm super intrigued because I didn't know what the Will Shaper was. I've heard of it in the book, but I didn't know what it was.
So, for example, mine says Windrunner, I will protect, if you want to start with there, because I don't even know what.
Mine says, I will seek freedom.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
So cool.
that is exactly. Oh, my gosh. I'm jealous right now.
I feel very good right now.
That's good. I'm jealous.
Well, you're friends with the Will Shaper, so.
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, the words that are said before you become a Knight's Radiant: life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. There we go. All right. So, you are a Will Shaper, which gives you access to the surges or powers of transportation and cohesion. Transportation allows you to travel between the cognitive and physical realms.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's one that I think is super cool.
That is freaking awesome.
That's why I was like, I hope like I get Elf's Collar, because that's what they can do too.
That's so cool.
And so can Lightweavers, I believe. Actually, I don't remember.
I mean, well, what's her name has gone to the
Shalon?
Shadesmar a couple. Yeah, Shalon has gone to the Shadesmar.
Yeah.
A few times. So I mean, I guess so. But yeah.
So the Will Shapers have a reputation for attracting builders, craftspeople, and creators to the Radiants. However, while this aspect of them is accurate, the actual membership of the Order is far more varied. Their powers lend themselves to creation, true, but their oaths are focused on freedom and personal fulfillment. Many among the Will Shapers are warriors focused on freeing those who are captive, and others are focused on radical self-expression. The Will Shapers contain many gregarious and even flamboyant characters who make their own way, taking the path they chose. They are united through a love of building, but some consider building of society to be more important than building of structures. Among the Will Shapers, you will find both those who dress in very conservative styles and those who wear very daring and original styles. The common ground is that both agree that freedom to express who you are is the most important part. Among the Radiants, they are generally focused on building, training, and making infrastructure. In war, they might be sent to a town to fortify it against an incoming invasion, and before or in the wake of desolations, they would teach the people things like sanitation, bronze working, or other essentials. I'm an essential worker.
Get that hero pay.
Sanitation, man. All right. Anywhere you find someone resisting tyranny or oppression, you'll often find a Will Shaper cheering them on.
Oh, that's so good.
That was a cool line right there.
That's so good, man. Okay.
Man, I like Will Shapers.
Man, I got Windrunner again.
There's nothing wrong with a Windrunner.
I've consistently gotten Windrunner like 2 or 3 times now.
Windrunners are cool. That's like getting Gryffindor.
Yeah, it is like getting Gryffindor. It's like just basic though.
You got Gryffindor again.
Yeah.
Not Gryffindor. No.
Not Gryffindor.
Windrunner. Same thing.
Same thing. I will read the Windrunner. You are a Windrunner, which grants you access to the surge of adhesion and gravitation. Adhesion allows you to bind things together. Gravitation allows you to change the direction and strength of an object's gravitational attraction, including that of yourself, which essentially gives you the power of flight. The Windrunners are primarily scouts, though they often also work as a special forces group, are able to deliver teams of Radiants behind enemy lines for secret missions. The Order tends to attract big sibling types who want to look out for the defenseless, but are also those who enjoy action and want to fight for what they believe in. Windrunners tend to be like the most conventional soldiers, believing in structures of command, team dynamics, and importance of squads of brothers and sisters. They tend to have a larger number of squires than the others, and focus more than any other order on mastering their weapons. That's it.
This has probably been one of the most accurate, at least in my opinion of myself, like the most accurate fun quiz.
That's good.
For me.
So, welcome to the Moderately Interesting Podcast, the only podcast that I'm aware of that is hosted by both a Windrunner and a Will Shaper.
Mm-hmm. Join us next week where we will dive deep into.
We'll find our Patronuses again next week.
Yeah. Well, join us next week where we find out what Hogwarts house we're a part of again.
Again.
Not Gryffindor.
Not Gryffindor. Not Gryffindor.
And yeah.
Please Slytherin. Please Slytherin.
Go take the quiz because it was super fun and easy.
Yeah. Go check it out. BrandonSanderson.com/official-knights-radiant-order-quiz.
I'll put the link in the bio or in the show notes.
Thank you, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. Do you want to give your percentage for everything that you got?
Yeah. So Will Shaper was 60%. Elsecaller was 56%. Lightweaver was 53%. I looking at that, I just that's my top 3. So I'm going to say those are probably the most
accurate ones.
Accurate, yeah. And then Windrunner, Stoneward, Skybreaker, Deathbringer, Truthwatcher, Edge Dancer, Bondsmith, and they're all 47% and below.
Okay. So like I said, I got Windrunner at 76%. I got Bondsmith at 69%, and then I got Edge Dancer also at 69%.
Cool.
I got Will Shaper at 59%. That was my 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my 5th choice.
Nice.
So you're in my top 5, I guess.
Yeah, you are too. It's interesting just to look at just the words below. Like if you look at your top 3, like, so the first one for me was I will seek freedom, and then Elsecaller is I will reach my potential, and then Lightweaver was I will speak my truth.
Yeah, that makes sense for the Lightweaver.
Kind of interesting.
How do you look up the other ones?
You can. There's some links in that in your results. It says if that order doesn't fit you or isn't quite what you expected, read more about each order at this link.
There we go. Edge Dancer is I will remember, and then Bondsmith was my last one, my top 3. I will unite.
Brandon, if you're listening, I will identify as a Will Shaper from now on. That is my calling in life.
That's good.
Yep.
I definitely will say, like for me, in Words of Radiance, when Paladin when he does his 3rd oath, and he's like, I will protect even those that I hate. That's when I was like, yes!
Yes.
Yes. I agree with that. But yeah, Edge Dancer, I will remember. I also remember that, and I do like that too. So I'm okay with my top 3. I'm totally fine with.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be there when I'm needed, Stoneward.
And this is just like a horoscope. This does 100% accurately tell you who you are, what you will become, and what you should eat for breakfast tomorrow.
Absolutely. Toast.
And if you don't believe it, then
you're wrong.
You're absolutely wrong. And
you're just wrong.
You should take the quiz again.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk quickly about?
Let's talk about what if you were a Skybreaker?
What if you got on a Frontier Airlines flight?
I'd probably get
duct tape to your chair.
Duct tape to my chair.
You wouldn't need You wouldn't need to get on the flight because you can fly.
Yep.
Fall in style.
So what if just came out?
Very cool.
We got the first episode of What If.
What if?
What if?
And
I mean, do we want to just go ahead and let's just go talk about it real quick about I don't think we'll go into too much detail because if you haven't seen it, you really should. But this week's episode was what if Peggy Carter became Captain America instead of Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And it turns out some things would be quite different.
Not by much, but happened. Yes.
Yeah. I guess we would not, like, I guess the big thing is Bucky would not turn into the Winter Soldier. Steve is Iron Man.
Steve is Iron Man. Yep.
Which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, Iron Man was created much earlier.
Much earlier. I guess, I mean, thanks to the power of the Tesseract. We got, yeah. But yeah, I mean, do you want to just go ahead and go? Did you enjoy it, first of all, Mitch?
I did. It was, this one was a little too much like the first Avenger, the Captain America First Avenger movie.
I thought that too, and I'm wondering if like they're going to like lead us into the concept of what if, and just each episode is going to get weirder and weirder, and weirder. Like,
I'm hoping for that. I hope it's not just like replays of movies that have already happened, just with some small tweaks. But I did enjoy it. I liked the animation. This was the first time that I was like, yes, Disney does own Marvel. The animation was very Disney.
So that's probably my biggest complaint was I thought I didn't like the animation that much.
Really?
Like I liked it in motion and in action. Like seeing like Steve like try to stop the train,
right?
Or like see Steve like fly through the building and stuff like that. Like that was all cool. But I did not enjoy it when they were just talking.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I just didn't look right to me.
Okay.
So like they're like specifically the scene where Steve and Peggy are talking while they're staring out a window, and they kind of like hold hands for a little bit, like kind of like awkwardly, or like saying that like, you know, they like each other. Like that didn't work for me.
Right.
So
have you seen the Disney short? It's like called Paper Man, I think, and it's like kind of like a little love story. And the guy throws a paper airplane. He's trying to throw a paper airplane to a girl across the street. They're in these tall buildings. Have you seen that?
No, I have not seen that one.
The animation reminded me of that quite a bit.
Okay, interesting.
It's a Disney short. It might be on Disney Plus, but if not, I'll send you a link.
Probably. Yeah.
I thought I wasn't like blown away by the animation, but I thought it was.
No, I definitely don't.
It was different.
I mean, like, and when I say that, I'm not saying that like the animation's bad by any means.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I would have. I don't know. Kind of like a hard thing, but like I think I would have liked a more traditional 2D animation.
Right.
But I know I am probably in the minority of people who would want that over this. So you know, that's that's just my like little opinion on it.
Right.
I was kind of disappointed the way that the Red Skull dies in this. Like he just is like, I am summoning a monster. Oh no, the monster kills me.
Freaking Kraken comes through the portal.
Yeah, like
so random. That was the thing. So the problems that I had was, first of all, with the like the transitioning between scenes. There's a couple that were just like, what? Why did you choose to do that? There was one where it like closed into a dark circle, like a almost like a sitcom or something.
Yeah.
It had
like Star Wars. Star Wars does that where they close in.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it felt like a sitcom.
Right.
At the time, like the scene before that was like, it was probably that scene where Peggy and Steve Rogers were chatting by the window or something, but it was something like that. And then, but they only did that once. And so it was kind of like, why did you do that there? Whatever. And then, things like that. But, and then the monster, I thought that was stupid when
the monster,
the Red Skull died as well.
If that was the monster in the live action, I think that the Captain America movie would not be very good.
No.
Just gonna be honest.
It doesn't really fit the vibe of Captain America's stories. Like his are always like espionage, like almost James
Bond. It's not
Bond-esque.
Captain America's story anymore, okay, Mitch? It's Captain Carter.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like that,
no, I
that
do.
part of the world. You got Guardians of the Galaxy, and seeing a Kraken-like creature in Guardians of the Galaxy would not scare anyone away.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of seen a Kraken-like creature in Guardians too.
We have.
But yeah, it's. I mean, like, I wonder if that's what that was supposed to be. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, was that supposed to be the monster?
The Hydra beast?
Guardians 2. Yeah, like.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
But yeah, I am wondering if they are trying to do a What If Avengers, because like the way they ended this episode, it definitely seems like that was something that they were trying to do. Of like, this is what the What If Avengers would look like, where it's going to be Captain Carter and like T'Challa, Star-Lord, or whatever, and Spider-Man, like.
And she basically gets like portaled into the future instead of frozen in ice.
Frozen, yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to think about, what they're doing with it all.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was really captivated by was the Watcher.
Oh, the Watcher, yeah.
I thought they did a really good job, like with the narration at the beginning. It almost felt like
who was
Twilight Zone. Watcher? It's he's Bernard in what's it called? Westworld. He just got cast as Commissioner Gordon. I don't know his name. He's African American. He's in Hunger Games. I recognize his voice.
Gosh, you're not helping me at all right now. Let me I'm pulling up the
he just got cast as Commissioner Gordon in the new Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know his name.
He's the guy that plays Felix from James Bond. Felix Lee.
Yes. I didn't remember that one. He's also in Hunger Games.
I knew his voice. I knew it at the time when I watched it.
Yeah.
But it's been.
I recognized a few voices in there.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, like it was Jeffrey Wright. That's his name.
Jeffrey Wright. Yep.
Felix.
I remember he had a very like normal name. It wasn't like Denzel Washington.
Dude,
Jeffrey Wright.
I would love Denzel Washington in the MCU.
Same. I wouldn't care. Man. I wouldn't care who he played. I wouldn't care
what he. Yeah. Denzel Washington is Peter Parker. Who am I to say no to that? Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's not a whole lot to say right now. It's just
it's new.
It just came out, and
it is canon, right?
It is canon. I mean, cool. It's absolutely part of the multiverse right now.
They made it that way too. They made it sound. Oh, excuse me, yawning. Yeah, they made it very clear in the show that we're kind of carrying on from the end of Loki.
From the end of Loki with the multiverse.
Yeah. They mentioned the multiverse. They mentioned different universes. And
yeah, it's kind of hard to know, what to expect. I don't know, as it's like an anthology, so like every episode has nothing to do with the other one. That's kind of what I'm going in expecting, but there might be an overarching story to this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how would you rate episode 1 right now? Out of 10.
I would do like a 7.
That's what I was actually going to say. I was going to say a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
There are other episodes that they've teased that they're talking about that I'm super excited to see. I'm super excited to see Black Panther gets taken into space and becomes a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm super excited for the zombie episode that's coming. I'm super excited for whatever they do with Spider-Man. So
I'm mostly excited for the zombie one because I have no idea why that's gonna. They're gonna be zombies.
So we're gonna definitely talk about episode 2 next week. Do we want to do an episode maybe next week about the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. We're actually gonna see that probably this weekend. Yeah. So yeah,
I will probably go try to see it at some point too. So
cool.
So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, or not tomorrow. What the heck? Maybe we'll talk about it, but
yeah, we may.
Next week we will talk about all of that next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Here on
the moderately interesting podcast.
I was going to say on Frontier Airlines, but
on Frontier Airlines.
Hey, is there? You think there's going to be an episode about Elon Musk becoming Iron Man? Maybe.
I think that's next week's episode.
Cool. Well, we will talk about that next week.
Yeah, and we might be doing voiceovers for that one.
Yep. All right. Perfect.
All right. Until then, anything else we need to talk about the people before we sign off?
No,
that's it. All right, that's it, guys.
I mean, we will be talking some more Mistborn. If you've been looking forward to that episode is done pretty well. It's on its way. So we will talk about the Well of Ascension next. At some point with the book club.
We'll talk about that. Is Marissa going to join us again for that one?
I think she will. Yep.
All right. Perfect. Brand new, our special guest host. Make sure you're here for that.
Yep. And Brandon Sanderson will be joining us on episode 995.
Oh my gosh. Now that you said that, we have to have that.
Yep. That's a goal.
That's a goal.
Yep.
For sure. Brandon, if you can bail us out of that.
Just come out with Stormlight Archive 7,
9,
8, or 9, depending on how George R. R. Martin-ish he gets in the future.
He's a fast writer. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, we'll say 9. Yeah.
You know what? While we're at it too, we'll probably talk about on our Mistborn reviews. I'm gonna just go ahead and say we'll probably eventually talk about Secret History and Era 2. Because I have finished book 1 of Era 2 and I have finished Secret History, so I think we're going to talk about that too at some point.
Cool.
So just throwing that out there. And yeah, that's it. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. Make sure to
subscribe.
Follow us on YouTube now. And make sure to tell your grandma about the Moderately Interesting podcast. She would love to. She'd love to listen to this. I know your grandma very well.
Yep, we know all of your grandmas.
Her name is Agnes.
Her name is Grandma.
And yeah, let Grandma hear this.
Or Mima.
But if you call your grandma Mima, we're probably not friends. Just gonna say that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Make sure to leave a comment on the reviews and tell us how much you like this.
Yeah, and make sure to Venmo us some money.
Yeah. Make sure to Venmo us some money, and last but certainly not least, make sure to tip your lifeguards.
Yep, do it.
Bye.